So here's something weird. Your cat can spend a huge chunk of its waking life licking itself. Not a little, a lot. Which raises a very fair question. Why are cats so obsessed with grooming? Are they just tiny perfectionists? Did evolution turn them into furry little clean freaks? Or is something much deeper going on? Because the truth is, when a cat licks its fur, it's not just cleaning itself. It's cooling down, maintaining its coat, calming its brain, and in some cases, signaling that something might actually be wrong. 1. This started as survival, not vanity. Long before cats were sleeping on our laptops and judging us from shelves, their ancestors were wild, solitary hunters. And that matters. Domestic cats trace back to the North African/Southwest Asian wildcat, an animal built to survive mostly alone. For a hunter like that, body maintenance isn't cosmetic, it's survival. A healthy coat helps with insulation. Grooming helps remove dirt, loose hair, and parasites. But here's the part most people don't know. This grooming instinct starts basically from day one. Mother cats lick newborn kittens not only to clean them, but also to stimulate them to pee and poop, because very young kittens can't do that well on their own. So for cats, licking was never just a beauty routine. It was survival software installed at birth. 2. Your cat's tongue is basically a science fiction tool. Now let's talk about the tongue, because this is where cat grooming goes from cute to slightly terrifying. A cat's tongue isn't just rough. It's covered in tiny, backward-facing spines called papillae, made of keratin, the same material in human fingernails. And these little structures are not random. Researchers found that cat tongues have hook-like, hollow papillae that help wick saliva down into the fur and closer to the skin. So every time your cat grooms, it's not just dragging spit across the surface. It's using a built-in comb, detangler, and cooling system all at once. Because cats don't rely on sweating the way humans do. Grooming helps saliva evaporate from the coat, which can help them dump heat. One study estimated grooming-related evaporation may provide nearly a quarter of the cooling cats need to maintain body temperature. That's right, your cat didn't invent skincare. Your cat invented air conditioning. Still confused by your cat? Subscribe for more cat secrets. 3. Grooming is also emotional. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Cats don't only groom for physical reasons. Sometimes they groom because it helps them feel better. In behavior science, grooming can act as a displacement behavior. That means when a cat feels conflict, stress, frustration, or uncertainty, it may start grooming as a coping behavior. So yes, sometimes your cat is not saying, "I must be clean." Sometimes your cat is saying, "I do not know how to process this situation, so I will lick my shoulder and pretend I do." So, grooming is not always about cleanliness. Sometimes it's about regulation. It's your cat trying to settle itself down. 4. So, are cats obsessed with cleanliness? Usually, no. A cat that grooms a lot is often just being a normal cat. Cats commonly spend around 30% to 50% of their day grooming, so a surprising amount of licking is completely typical. If a cat is grooming so much that it creates bald patches, irritated skin, scabs, or keeps targeting the same area over and over, that's when it stops being, "Wow, what a clean animal," and starts becoming a red flag. And this is the part many people miss. Veterinary sources point out that cats may lick too much because something is itchy or painful. Parasites, allergies, skin disease, pain, and other medical issues can all trigger over-grooming. So the answer is, Are they usually obsessed with cleanliness in the human sense? Not really. Can grooming become excessive and unhealthy? Absolutely. 5. A weird bonus fact most people don't know. Cats also groom each other. But feline social grooming, also called allo-grooming, is a little more complicated than people think. Research on domestic cats has found that social grooming is often focused around the head and neck, is frequently one-directional, and sometimes even ends in aggression. So sometimes it's bonding, and sometimes it's bonding with a side of politics. In cat language, I care about you and also remember who's in charge can look weirdly similar. So why do cats lick themselves so much? Because grooming is doing several jobs at once. It keeps the coat in shape. It helps with temperature control. It supports skin and fur maintenance. It begins as a survival behavior, incredibly early in life. And sometimes, it even helps a cat cope with stress. So no, your cat is probably not a tiny, fur-covered hygiene maniac. It's more like a highly efficient biological machine running one of the oldest feline programs ever written. So now I'm curious, what's your cat's strangest grooming habit? Do they do the dramatic face wash after eating? The random midnight spa session? Or that one elegant paw lick like they're a Victorian aristocrat judging the room? Tell me in the comments. I really want to know, which cat has the weirdest routine?